November 24th, 1971, Thanksgiving Eve, a date etched into the annals of American crime, shrouded in an enduring enigma. On this fateful night, a man in a business suit boarded Northwest Orient Flight 305, a seemingly ordinary journey from Portland to Seattle. Yet, within hours, he would orchestrate the only unsolved air piracy in American history, vanishing into the tempestuous night with a king's ransom and becoming a phantom legend. This is the chilling, captivating story of D.B. Cooper, the gentleman hijacker who outsmarted the FBI, defied the odds, and disappeared forever into the mists of time. His tale is a whisper in the dark, a riddle wrapped in a mystery, a true crime saga that continues to haunt and fascinate. The early 1970s were a tumultuous era, a strange golden age for aerial hijackings. Between 1968 and 1972, the United States alone witnessed over 130 attempts to seize control of commercial aircraft. It was a time before the pervasive security measures we know today. Airport security was virtually non-existent, a stark contrast to our modern world. There were no metal detectors, no rigorous bag searches, no stringent ID checks. Anyone could walk onto a plane with anything, a vulnerability that would soon be exploited with audacious precision. On that rainy Wednesday evening, a different kind of drama was about to unfold. A middle-aged man, impeccably dressed in a dark business suit, a crisp white shirt, and a black tie, approached the Northwest Orient counter at Portland International Airport. He was a picture of quiet professionalism. He paid cash for a one-way ticket to Seattle, using the name Dan Cooper. The media, in a twist of fate, would later mistakenly identify him as D.B. Cooper, a moniker that would forever stick to his elusive legend. He appeared to be nothing more than another weary businessman, heading home for the holiday. Flight 305 was a short hop, a mere 30-minute journey in the air. The Boeing 727, a workhorse of the skies, carried 36 passengers that day, mostly families eager to reach their Thanksgiving destinations. Cooper settled into seat 18C, ordered a bourbon and soda, and calmly lit a cigarette. He was polite, well-mannered, and utterly unremarkable, a ghost in plain sight. But as the plane taxied down the runway, this ordinary businessman was poised to become America's most famous and most mysterious fugitive. The stage was set for an act of daring that would baffle investigators for decades. Shortly after takeoff, as the plane ascended into the darkening sky, Cooper made his first move. He handed a folded note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner. She initially dismissed it, assuming it was a passenger attempting to flirt, a common occurrence in those less formal times. "Miss," Cooper calmly interjected, his voice low but firm, "you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." The words hung in the air, a sudden chill in the cabin. Schaffner's casual demeanor evaporated instantly. She opened the note, her heart quickening. In neat, precise handwriting, it read, "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if necessary. I want you to sit next to me. You are being hijacked." The stark reality of the situation settled upon her. Cooper then opened his briefcase just enough for Schaffner to glimpse inside. Red cylinders, a tangle of wires, and what appeared to be sticks of dynamite lay nestled within. Yet, Cooper remained unerringly calm, almost apologetic in his demeanor. He ordered another bourbon, his composure unwavering, and began to state his demands. His requests were precise, delivered with an air of calculated authority. He wanted $200,000 in $20 bills, a sum equivalent to approximately $1.3 million in today's currency. He also demanded 4 parachutes and fuel trucks standing by, ready for the plane's arrival in Seattle. His tone was polite but undeniably firm, devoid of the desperation often associated with criminals. This was not a frantic, cornered man. This was an individual with a meticulously crafted plan, executing it with chilling efficiency. The pilot quickly radioed Seattle Air Traffic Control with a terse, urgent message. "We have a hijacker aboard. He has a bomb." Within minutes, the FBI was alerted, and Cooper's unusual demands were being hastily assembled. What transpired next surprised everyone involved. Cooper, true to his word, released the 36 passengers upon landing in Seattle, ensuring their safety. He kept only several essential crew members aboard, then ordered the plane to be refueled. His audacious plan, however, was far from complete. Cooper had specific, perplexing flight instructions for the crew. He ordered them to fly to Mexico City, but at an unusually low altitude, no higher than 10,000 feet, and at minimum speed. He also insisted the landing gear remain down and the wing flaps lowered. The crew couldn't fathom the reason behind these strange directives, but they would soon discover the chilling purpose. At 7:40 p.m., Flight 305 took off again, ascending into the heart of the worst November storm in years. Visibility was near zero, with freezing rain lashing against the fuselage and ground winds howling at 200 miles per hour. Cooper, it seemed, had chosen his weather with meticulous, almost supernatural foresight. Approximately 30 minutes into the flight, somewhere over the dense, unforgiving forests of southwestern Washington, Cooper made his move. He instructed the crew to lower the aft stairs of the Boeing 727, a unique feature of that aircraft model, allowing the stairs to be deployed even during flight. Cooper had changed into a paratrooper-style jumpsuit he had requested, a stark contrast to his earlier business attire. He strapped the bag containing the ransom money securely to his waist, grabbed his chosen parachute, and approached the open stairs, a gaping maw into the storm. The crew, as ordered, remained confined to the cockpit, their fate hanging in the balance. At approximately 8 p.m., the crew felt a sudden, distinct upward movement of the tail section of the aircraft. D.B. Cooper had vanished. He had plunged into the black, stormy night, seemingly wearing only a business suit and a thin raincoat over his jumpsuit, a final, defiant act of disappearance. Consider the sheer audacity, the terrifying odds Cooper faced. Leaping at night, in a raging storm, amidst freezing rain, into dense, unforgiving wilderness with virtually no visibility. He was jumping blind into what most would consider certain death. Or was he? Was this a calculated risk, or a desperate gamble? Cooper's choice of parachutes offered a tantalizing glimpse into his expertise. When presented with 4 parachutes, he deliberately selected the military-style NB6 backpack parachute over the more modern sport chutes. He also took a dummy practice parachute, which he ingeniously used to secure the money bag, a clear indication he understood the nuances of skydiving equipment. This was no amateur. The FBI launched one of the longest-running, most frustrating investigations in its history, codenamed Norjack, Northwest Hijacking. They interviewed hundreds of suspects, followed thousands of leads, yet the phantom remained elusive. The evidence left behind was maddeningly thin. Cooper's tie, discovered on the plane, yielded no useful DNA, a technology still in its infancy. His fingerprints on the bourbon glass were smudged beyond identification. Even his polite demeanor worked against investigators. Witnesses remembered him as nice and well-dressed, but few could provide detailed, actionable descriptions. He was a man without a face, a shadow in the storm. Then, in 1980, a glimmer of hope, or perhaps another layer of mystery, emerged. A young boy, Brian Ingram, found $5,800 in deteriorating $20 bills along the banks of the Columbia River. The serial numbers matched Cooper's ransom money. But this discovery only deepened the enigma. How did the money get there? Was Cooper dead, his body lost to the river, or had he planted it as a cunning misdirection, a final taunt to his pursuers? Over the decades, countless individuals have claimed to be Cooper or to possess knowledge of his true identity. Richard Floyd McCoy, who pulled off a remarkably similar hijacking just months later, was a prime suspect. Robert Rackstraw, a Vietnam paratrooper with a shadowy past, matched Cooper's description perfectly. Kenneth Christensen, a Northwest Orient employee, possessed insider knowledge of Boeing 727s, making him another intriguing possibility. Yet, every lead went cold. Every suspect was either definitively ruled out by evidence or died with their secrets intact, taking the truth to their graves. In 2016, After decades of relentless pursuit, the FBI officially suspended active investigation of the Cooper case. They stated they would only review any significant new physical evidence that might emerge, a quiet admission of defeat in the face of an unparalleled mystery. But Cooper's legend lives on, a testament to his audacious act and his perfect disappearance. He has inspired countless books, movies, documentaries, and even an annual convention held in his honor. Why does this enigmatic figure continue to captivate the public imagination? Perhaps it's because, in an age of corporate greed and pervasive government distrust, Cooper represented something different. He was polite to his hostages, he harmed no one, and he outsmarted the system with an almost artistic flair and grace. He was a gentleman criminal in the tradition of Robin Hood, stealing from the powerful airline industry and vanishing like a ghost into the night. Did D.B. Cooper survive his impossible jump into the hellish storm? The prevailing evidence suggests probably not. The storm was too severe, the terrain too rugged, his clothing woefully inadequate for survival. But maybe, just maybe, that was precisely what he wanted everyone to think. Perhaps his survival was the ultimate act of defiance, the final, most brilliant stroke of his master plan. 50 years later, Cooper remains free. Whether in death or in hiding, no one truly knows. He pulled off the perfect crime, a feat of daring and cunning that cemented his place as an American legend. In a world where every mystery seems destined to be solved, D.B. Cooper reminds us that some secrets are meant to stay buried, forever shrouded in the clouds, a whisper in the wind. Do you have a theory about D.B. Cooper? What do you think happened to him after he jumped? Share your thoughts and join the ongoing discussion in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories and unsolved mysteries that will keep you guessing.